Hello, Leo, and welcome to Appalachian Tarot. I'm so glad that you're joining me in what is my first week of doing readings for YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and start right in on your reading. We're going to begin with a Seasons of the Witch Oracle card. This is the month of March, so we are going to use the Beltane deck because it is the most seasonally appropriate deck that the Seasons of the Witch folks have put out so far. So let's see what the universe wants to say to you today. While you are here, please like and subscribe or share this reading with a friend. All right. The universe has given you the card Self-Worship. Okay. My hands fold as I speak to the stars, watching as the sky holds its breath. In its stillness that I find it's in stillness that I find all that I am and all of divinity within me. Yeah, that's such a beautiful card, isn't it? The universe is telling you to treat yourself, and to realize what a gift you are. We think of self-worship and self-love, I think sometimes has a negative connotation, but it doesn't have to. All right, before we go any further, I do just want to say this is a collective reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest. It's just for another Leo who's watching. And, tarot isn't magic. You're going to have to do the work. This is just here to guide you, so I want you to keep that in mind. All right, what does the book say about self-worship? Because not everyone's going to be familiar with the Seasons of the Witch Oracle. Your keywords are return to self-care. Okay, so it's time to start taking care of yourself, Leo. Not something you've been doing, apparently. You are in need of some major self-care as you are spread too thin and give too much of yourself to too many people, projects, and ideas. The real spiritual work happens in the moments when you make your well-being a priority. Be a little self-centered and focus on nourishing yourself for a change. Worshipping yourself isn't selfish, but rather is a sign of self-respect and an acknowledgement of the need to save yourself before you're in a position to help others. Right? Whenever you're on an airplane, they tell you have to put your own mask on before you help anyone else. Okay, that's kind of where we're at right now, Leo. This message is amplified when it is combined with indulgence. Okay, we're only doing one card here, but we will go to the tarot. Self-worship can also mean you have been putting yourself down, focusing on your flaws rather than seeing how beautiful and worthy you are. How you speak to yourself has more impact than the words of anyone else, and the harsh words you speak about yourself drain of your energy. Negative self-talk can create blocks, doubts, and limiting beliefs that will prevent you from experiencing the blessings that are your due. This is your reminder to worship yourself and find compassion and forgiveness for even your most unforgiving parts. Okay. Leo, time to love yourself. All right? I don't know exactly what is happening here to make you doubt your worth, but I'm not liking it. I want you to really step into your power and to own just how fantastic you are. The universe wants that as well, okay? So let's go ahead and go to the tarot. We're going to do a traditional Celtic cross spread to sort of clarify this. See what kind of self-worship the universe wants you to do. Why do you not see yourself as good enough, and what can be done about that? All right. And one of my candles has burned out. I try to burn those things down until they burn no more, just because, if you buy candles, they're expensive. But I apologize for that. I thought there was more life in that one than there was. But we're going to keep going anyway. Maybe the light of that candle went out just like the light in your own eyes when you look in the mirror has gone out. And I just need you to get that light in your eyes back when you see yourself, because you're pretty fantastic, Leo. You're pretty fantastic. Leo is one of my favorite signs, by the way, because my mother and my grandmother are both Leos. So I've got some great Leo women in my life. All right, here we go. What is the universe wanting to say to you? Where are we starting off? All right, we've got the Ten of Swords here. Mm. You've really been hurt, Leo. Someone has really hurt you. This is a card of extremely painful endings, of finality, of deep, deep hurt, wounds, loss. Perhaps somebody has betrayed you. Perhaps somebody has done something to cut you very deeply, whether that is emotionally, financially. I get the feeling that this is much more in the realm of relationships. Swords are air energy, which is the energy of ideas. It's the uh, realm of the plane rather of thoughts, ideas, logic. So it is entirely possible that this has something to do with politics or religion or something that is cerebral and intellectual, uh, something that is forming a deeply held part of your beliefs. You could be questioning your beliefs right now and kind of wondering exactly what this is that you're doing here. Maybe you are beginning to see, maybe you are beginning with the self worship card to take a good long look in the mirror and to realize that you don't like what you see or what you've become. This could be personal because this is you right now. Whatever it is, whether it's somebody else who's betrayed you or you feel like you've betrayed your own values, um, this is a very painful energy. I'm very sorry, Leo, that you were going through this. Let's see what's blocking you here. Okay, more air energy with the swords. All right, we have the Seven of Swords in the block position. Yeah, you definitely feel as though there has been a loss of control here. That you're learning things that you didn't necessarily know earlier on, and it's made you reevaluate the situation that you're in. Um, this is a card of, I think, you being honest with yourself. There's an honest energy about the Seven of Swords, particularly when it's reversed, but even in the blocked position that's coming through. Um, and you owning up to past mistakes. That doesn't mean, of course, as the self worship card said, we are more than our worst parts, we are more than our flaws. And so you're going to have to love yourself despite sort of what you've done and to realize that it's okay if you've made mistakes or it's okay if things haven't been perfect with you. I'm really getting an energy here that this is something about you realizing a belief that you held, whether that is religious beliefs or whether that is political beliefs or whether that is even just the way you live your life, beliefs about other people. Maybe you are somebody who has been very cynical about other people for a very long time, and you're realizing that actually you need to go through life with a little bit more compassion. I don't know exactly yet, but I'm seeing that you're really beginning to rethink that and to wonder if these things are helping you to be the best version of yourself and a version of yourself that you can love. I see that there is a lot of, I wouldn't go as far as to say self-loathing, but you are unhappy with the person that you currently are and you see a need for change. Because, and this has nothing to do with you wanting to change for other people, you're wanting to change for yourself. Let's see what is in your immediate past here. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune, yeah. A cycle has come to a close. This is a turning point you've recently experienced. The Wheel of Fortune is the card of karma. And perhaps karma has come back to bite you in the butt. It's also a card of natural cycles. So this could just be the universe saying that you are completing a cycle, or you have recently completed a cycle, and that it is time for a new cycle to begin, one in which you become this person that you can worship, this person that you love. You're going to become the kind of person that you want to be. I don't see that right now. What I see, though, is that in the immediate past, something has happened to trigger this sort of crisis of conscience, if you will. And you're beginning to really think about what you want this new phase of your life to look like, and whether it looks anything like the old phase with the old beliefs that were perhaps limiting you. What's in your future if nothing changes? Okay, yeah, you have the Ten of Pentacles reversed. The Ten of Pentacles upright's one of my favorite cards, but the Ten of Pentacles reverse is this card of loss. It's this card of greed and exploitation. This card of instability, of not having what you need in order to succeed. I do get the feeling that in this situation, this is the immediate future. If nothing changes, you're going to continue sort of hating yourself if you don't step away from whatever the situation is. And I really think this is a set of values or ideas that have been holding you back. Dark side of wealth is written on the card, and the first thing that came to my mind was prosperity gospel teachings. So perhaps you are somebody who is thinking about leaving a church that teaches the prosperity gospel, or some other thing. Maybe you have been living for money and you realize that things need to change, that there's more to life than, working 80 hours a week, or more to life than making sure you're, closing $1 million in loans a month if you're a loan officer or a realtor or something. Maybe money has been dictating your life, and it's time to come back to the values that you were raised with, or the values that you held dear. Maybe it's time that you start to find things which fulfill your soul, not just your wallet. Let's keep going. What are you conscious of? Oh, yeah. Okay, you got the Queen of Pentacles upright. Yeah, you are somebody who is quite possibly comfortable with your job and your work. The Pentacles is the material plane. It's work. It's money. It's finances. It's having your needs met. And right now, your needs are met on the material plane. But I don't know that they're met on the emotional plane, the intellectual plane, the spiritual plane. I don't see that coming through here. This is very heavy on, what I'm seeing with the swords here and then the pentacles here is that there is a conflict between the values you hold and the work that you're doing. And I think you understand that. But whatever the work you are doing, it has brought you success. You feel like you are in a very secure place. There's a nurturing energy with the Queen of Pentacles, and there's also this sort of energy of abundance. I always associate this card with like a very fruitful harvest. If you look at the card, you'll understand why. It does have this very beautiful autumnal feel to it. I see this as an energy of abundance, and you're very aware that what you have, whatever this is that you're walking away from in order to feel better about yourself and to love yourself is a big sacrifice. Like this is a big sacrifice you're making. You're sort of throwing away the things which have grounded you and, enabled you to feel a sense of security. You're doing it for the right reasons, but it is gonna hurt. What are you not conscious of? Oh, the Emperor. Okay. You don't realize just how much influence that you have on other people. This is fire energy. Leo is a fire sign. The Wheel of Fortune is also fire energy. So you've gone through this energy of change and action that has brought you to this point. A series of events like this isn't wholly related to your intellectual plane. This isn't just things that you've been meditating on. These are things that have happened in the past that have brought you to this point where you are questioning whether or not to remain on the current path you're taking, or to choose a different trajectory for your life. One thing that you are not necessarily cognizant of, but that is bubbling in your self-conscious, is that you are an incredibly powerful figure, and that people look up to you. The emperor is the father of all kings of tarot, and in that way, and in that regard rather, he is the leader of the tarot. And I see that you have a lot of leadership potential here, that there are a lot of skills you have in order to organize and to get people to trust in you and to follow you where they need to go and where you need to lead them. This is a good card. I like this card. I just need you to maybe be more cognizant of your own abilities here, because it seems to me like you don't realize how good you are. And part of that is the self-worship here. You know, you have to really understand your own power. And I don't think you do yet. I think you think that whatever this is that's provided you with all of this security, you know, that breaking away from it is going to be very, very difficult. And perhaps it is, but you think you can't do it. You think you're not strong enough or capable enough or good enough. I disagree. I think you very much are. But I do think that rather than just dwelling on the material aspects of this, you really need to look deep into your soul and see what it is that you truly value in this world. Because ultimately what I see is that this is about your values not aligning with your actions. That you have a certain set of values and ideals that you want to live out. But that your current, and I really think this is a job. It doesn't have to be. It could be other circumstances, but with the pentacles there, I'm really seeing that this is a job. You're working in an industry that does not, or at least in a job, in a workplace that does not align with your personal values anymore, and it may be time for you to step away from that. What is your control over this situation? Okay, you have the Six of Cups reversed. This is a card of nostalgia. This is a card of thinking about reminiscing on the past. And when it is reversed, it is very much that you are stuck in the past, that you are giving too much credit. No, that's not the way I want to say that. What I'm seeing here is that you are romanticizing a past that is actually not as happy as you think it is, or that you want it to be. You want to focus on the good, and that's natural. Humans have this amazing ability to forget the bad and to just focus on the good. What I see here, though, is that you have the ability to strike out on your own, to make this. You know, this is also a card, when reversed, about the future and about making moves in order to secure your own happiness. There is an energy of looking forward here, an energy of independence that is coming through. And so I think that you, again, with the Emperor here in your subconscious, you haven't realized your own power. And self-worship, this whole theme is about realizing how good you are, flaws and all. And so you haven't done that, but I think that once you do, then you will start to make the moves that you need in order to begin this new cycle in a way that's going to really benefit you. And you are in a new cycle here. It's already begun, the Wheel of Fortune being in your immediate past. And so let's go ahead and see what the outside influences on this situation are. The Hierophant. Okay, yeah. This is something about beliefs. This is something about religion. And when I say religion, it could be literally religion, but it could also be just deeply held beliefs that you have about yourself and about the world. This could be politics. This could be philosophy. This could be even just something as mundane as the way you treat people and the way you view the world. Maybe you're somebody who has long viewed the glass as half empty, and now you're striving to be more optimistic and view the glass as half full. Either way, Leo, this is a card where you, in this position where it's the outside influences, you are up against something that no longer aligns with your values, whether that is an institution, whether that is a like an institution like the Catholic Church, for example. And I'm not saying anything negative about Catholics. It's just, I mean, another name for the Hierophant is the Pope. So that's why that came to mind. I'm not by any means disparaging the Catholic faith. I'm just saying that it could be something like that where, you know, you are up against a church that no longer fits with your values. You know, perhaps it's, you know, you no longer find that you believe in the way that you have. With this being outside influences, what I'm seeing, Leo, is a crisis of faith that you are having here. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. And I think that you understand that there is a need for you to really strike out and figure out what you value, what you truly believe, and then a way to live out those beliefs. And once you do live out those beliefs, I think that you're going to fall in love with yourself all over again, and you're really going to be able to worship yourself in the way that the universe wants you to, because you are a divine being. You know, you have the divinity of the universe within you. And that is a teaching, I believe, that cuts across faiths, that, you know, in sort of modern parlance, we are stardust, you know, we are made from the same thing as stars. But if you want to take like an Orthodox Christian view, you know, we all have the spark of the divine within us. You know, the Holy Spirit rests in all of us. So however you view that, the point is that you are divine, and so you deserve to be taken care of by the universe, God, however you identify that, by others, but also by yourself. And I don't see that whatever belief system you're holding on to is really serving you anymore. It's perhaps there was a time where this was a source of comfort, but it isn't anymore. It's a source of pain. And I think for some of you, this could be that you are coming to terms with your sexual orientation or some other part of your being that is unchangeable, that puts you in direct conflict with the beliefs or the faith or the institution that you have long associated yourself with and long held. You know, it could be that your particular denomination doesn't allow divorce, and you understand that you need to get out of a toxic relationship, and you're having to reevaluate, okay, I've been against divorce for so long, but now I have to, you know, the reality of the situation. And again, this right here, I've been talking about work, but this is the material plane, right? So it could be, it might not even be work. It could be just something as basic as material circumstances have suddenly butted up against the deeply held beliefs that you have had for, and that your church or your organization or your sort of school of philosophy have had, and you cannot make them jive. They are incongruous with one another, and you are being presented with the fact that your beliefs don't actually work in the real world, and the things that you have thought really are impossible standards by which you have held yourself and other people, particularly yourself, though. So whatever this is, you are. It's a crisis of faith. It's a crisis of faith brought on by, I think, a reckoning with reality, material reality here. You know, tarot is very much about the spiritual plane, and, you know, channeling your intuition and listening to the universe and letting that guide you. But there's the spiritual and there's the practical. And right now, I see that you are in conflict, that the two are in conflict in your life, that the spiritual and the practical are really, really, it's like a tug of war with your soul here. All right, let's see what your hopes and fears are. Ace of Wands reversed. You're afraid that, well, first of all, you might very well be depressed. Um, you might be. This is a card of clouded joy when it's reversed. So there might be like you don't want things to change. You realize what you're walking away from. You're leaving behind possibly. I mean, when you leave a church, you're not just leaving behind a set of beliefs. You're leaving behind a community, and that's very difficult. If that's the case for you, and actually, you know what? Let's expand that out because in this day and age, people treat politics like religion. So when you start to change your political beliefs, you also can lose friends, and you might be very afraid of that. When you start to change your philosophical views, people can take those very seriously, and philosophical views are different than religious views. It's more about how you live your life, and ethics and things like that. Whatever this is, I see that there is a fear of the unknown, and there's this struggle where you still find comfort and joy in whatever this belief system that you held was, but it's diminished because of the material reality of the situation, and you are beginning to realize that like I said, the views you held are incongruous with your lived experience right now. I also see that you're afraid perhaps of inaction, of what happens if you don't do anything, if you don't move to change the situation. Again, wands are fire energy. This is your energy, coming through, Leo. And fire energy is action and, things that are actually happening. And you're afraid that inaction could hurt you. What is the most likely outcome here? Okay. Yeah, you're going to walk away from this situation. You've got the Eight of Cups here. Typically, the Eight of Cups people think of as a sad card. Because look at him. It's the moon is up there. It's sort of a gray sky. He's walking away from these cups that arguably he's spent a lot of time with, perhaps drinking from, perhaps building them up that way. But here, given the context and in relation to the other cards I'm seeing, I don't see that this is necessarily a card of you being sad or upset. There might be a certain bittersweetness about walking away from whatever beliefs these are. But I do see that, you understand that you have to leave this behind and change in order to love yourself the way that you want to. You don't like who you are right now. You don't like who you are with the way that these beliefs have manifested in you and where they have led you. And so you know that things need to change. And again, cups is emotions, it's water, so it's the realm of emotions. It's also a realm of intuition, and I think you have to trust your intuition on this, Leo. I think you know. I want to see what's on the bottom of the deck here. What can't we see? Oh, yeah, okay. This is your energy. It is the Six of Wands, and it's Leo energy. You're going to be fine. Things are going to move on in the way that they're supposed to. And this is a card of public recognition. I wonder if you're about to blow the whistle on something. Like maybe something has been happening in an institution that you value very much, but that you think has strayed from the values that it has purported to teach. So if you are going to be doing that, if that is something that you are struggling with and you realize that things have gone astray, and in order for your own conscience to be clean, you have to go public, the universe is telling you you should. You should absolutely go public. But even if you're not about to blow the whistle on something, and this really is just a crisis of faith, and your values no longer aligning with the values of whatever institution this is that you're leaving, or whatever belief system this is that you're leaving, things are going to work out. You know what you need to do. You know the difference between right and wrong. And the universe is telling you to follow your own conscience so that it's clean and you can go back to loving yourself and worshiping yourself the way that you deserve to be, because you're a good person and you have the divine within you. So let's go ahead and wrap this reading up with an Oracle of Delphi card. I like to wrap up with these cards because they are pretty to look at and because they are optimistic. And I always like to try and leave on an optimistic note. So let's go ahead and see what final message the universe has for Leo. All right, what final message does the universe have for Leo? All right, so far nothing. Anything? Oh, there we go. All right. You have luminary. Activate, brighten, impact, determine. Yeah, Leo, look, this is a beautiful card to end on. I think the universe is telling you that once you leave this situation, whether it is an institution like a church or a political party or whatever, or it's just a set of beliefs that you've been holding on to, that you're going to activate your soul in ways that it has not been activated possibly ever, and that you're going to sort of illuminate the world around you, and you're going to illuminate your own soul. You're going to fill your own soul with the sunshine that it desperately needs so that you can begin to love yourself again in ways that you haven't loved yourself in a very long time or possibly ever. This is a good reading. It's a good reading. I mean, I recognize that this is a challenging time for you, and I am very sorry that you're going through this, whatever it is. A crisis of conscience or a crisis of faith is never something that's easy to deal with, but you're going to, and you're going to be all right, and you're going to be much happier once you have actually done what needs to be done. There are actions that you're going to need to take here. You understand that, but you also understand, or you will understand if you tap into your subconscious with this Emperor card here, that you have the strength and the capability and the power in order to do that. Beautiful reading overall. Good luck to you, Leo. I really wish you nothing but the best of luck. And I will see you next week. Goodbye.